to this enlightening journey into the mystical world of numbers and their deep spiritual significance in Buddhist teachings. Have you ever wondered why certain numbers seem to appear in your life at the most pivotal moments? Perhaps you've noticed recurring patterns, like the number 3 or 8, showing up on clocks, receipts, or even in your dreams. These are not mere coincidences but gentle nudges from the universe, guiding you toward greater clarity and understanding. In Buddhist philosophy, numbers are far more than mathematical symbols. They are sacred keys that unlock deeper layers of wisdom, acting as bridges between our inner consciousness and the larger energies that govern the cosmos. Today, we will explore how numbers like 3, 5, 8, and 11 can serve as spiritual guides, helping us align with our true selves, find balance, and connect with the flow of life. Whether you're seeking inner peace, creativity, personal growth, or spiritual alignment, understanding the power of these numbers can open new doors to self-discovery. So, settle in, take a deep breath, and let's embark on this journey together. By the end of this video, you might just find the inspiration you need to transform your life, guided by the wisdom of these sacred numbers. In Buddhist teachings, numbers are far more than mere tools of measurement. They are sacred symbols, holding deep spiritual significance. They embody the underlying order of the universe, acting as conduits through which we can better understand the cosmic rhythms of existence. Just as the physical world operates in cycles of birth and death, of the changing seasons, of the rise and fall of empires, so too do numbers reflect the larger spiritual cycles that govern our lives. Numbers in Buddhism are inherently spiritual, often used by the Buddha himself as a means to elucidate complex teachings. The three jewels, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, the Four Noble Truths, and the Eightfold Path are all foundational elements of Buddhist doctrine, each representing a profound aspect of the human experience. These numbers are not merely arbitrary. They reflect universal truths that are embedded in the structure of the universe itself. In fact, when we contemplate numbers in a spiritual context, we are doing more than engaging in an intellectual exercise. We are connecting to the very fabric of existence, aligning our consciousness with the larger energies that shape the world around us. Each number vibrates with a specific frequency that carries its own unique energy, a kind of spiritual signature that influences both our individual lives and the larger course of events. Understanding these energies can guide us in navigating the often turbulent currents of life. Numbers are like subtle whispers, offering us insight into our past, present, and future, inviting us to attune ourselves to certain energies at key moments. When we pay attention to these patterns, we may find that numbers reveal a deeper layer of meaning, offering us guidance, clarity, and direction in times of uncertainty. For instance, the number 8 is a powerful symbol in Buddhist philosophy. It represents infinity, cycles, and abundance. In some Buddhist traditions, the number 8 is associated with the infinite cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, a concept central to Buddhist teachings on samsara. This cyclical nature of life, repeated, eternal, yet ever-changing, is something that the number 8 encapsulates perfectly. The Eightfold Path, another central concept in Buddhism, represents a balanced approach to life and spiritual awakening, urging practitioners to cultivate right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, and so on. It is an invitation to align ourselves with the greater cosmic order. Through mindful living and right action, the number 8 also carries a strong connection to prosperity and abundance. In many Buddhist cultures, this number is seen as a symbol of material and spiritual wealth, reminding us that abundance is not simply about material possessions but about the richness of spirit. True prosperity, in this view, flows from a harmonious relationship with the universe and an understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. This idea is echoed in the concept of right livelihood, the recognition that our work and actions should be aligned with the larger good, and not driven solely by self-interest. In the case of Arya, a woman going through a difficult period in her life, the number 8 came to her repeatedly. Initially, she saw it on clocks, phone numbers, and even in dreams. First, she dismissed it as mere coincidence, a random occurrence that had no deeper meaning. But the more she noticed the number 8, the more she felt an inexplicable pull to understand its significance. Intrigued, she turned to Buddhist teachings and discovered that the number 8 is associated with prosperity and abundance, as well as the infinite cycles of life. In meditation, Arya had a breakthrough. She realized that the number 8 was urging her to change her mindset. It wasn't just about financial wealth, it was about spiritual abundance, which comes from aligning oneself with the natural flow of life. Arya had been trapped in a mindset of scarcity, believing that the obstacles in her life were insurmountable. But the number 8 was offering her a path out of this limited perspective, guiding her toward a mindset of abundance and possibility. Through deep reflection and meditation, Arya began to take small but meaningful steps. She updated her resume, explored new career paths, and reached out to others in her network. Over time, the energy of the number 8 helped her break free from her limiting beliefs and shift her focus from lack to abundance. Within a few months, she found a job that was more fulfilling and aligned with her values. This was not just a material shift, it was a spiritual one. The number 8 had not only guided her toward a more prosperous career, but it had also helped her reconnect with a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. In my own life, I've often found that certain numbers appear when I am at a crossroads, when I need clarity or direction. I recall a time when I was faced with a difficult decision about a new project. I was torn between two options. One was safe and secure, while the other was more risky but aligned with my true passions. Over the course of several days, I began seeing the number 3 everywhere. At first, I was puzzled, unsure of what this number could mean. But as I reflected on its spiritual significance, I realized that the number 3 was urging me to take a holistic approach to my decision. In Buddhist teachings, the number 3 represents the harmony between mind, body, and spirit. It encouraged me to consider not just the intellectual aspects of my decision, but also how it felt emotionally and spiritually. The number 3 invited me to trust my intuition and to align my actions with my deepest values. Ultimately, I chose the path that felt most authentic to me, and this decision led to personal growth, new opportunities, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. This experience reaffirmed the power of numbers in guiding us through life's challenges. Numbers like 3 and 8 are not just symbols. They are spiritual tools that can help us navigate the complexities of life with greater clarity and purpose. As we continue our exploration of Buddhist numerology, I encourage you to reflect on the numbers that appear in your own life. What messages do they carry for you? Are there numbers that seem to appear at key moments, guiding you through times of uncertainty or change? By paying attention to these signs, we can begin to unlock deeper layers of wisdom and insight. The numbers we encounter are not arbitrary. They are reflections of the larger cosmic order, offering us guidance on our spiritual journey. By aligning ourselves with these energies, we can live more consciously, make more mindful decisions, and ultimately find greater peace and fulfillment in our lives. In the next section, we will explore specific examples of how the 13 lucky numbers can align us with prosperity and positive change, drawing on the wisdom of Buddhist teachings and practical application. Through these stories and reflections, we will see how the energy of numbers can guide us toward greater spiritual awakening and personal growth. This expanded version deepens the exploration of the symbolism of numbers in Buddhist teachings, adds more personal examples, and further connects the energy of numbers to practical application in everyday life. The tone remains calm and motivational, and the reflections are integrated in a way that invites the viewer to connect these teachings with their own experiences. Number 3, creativity, connection, and growth. The number 3 holds a deeply symbolic and transformative significance within Buddhist philosophy, representing not just numerical value, but an essential aspect of spiritual balance and interconnectedness. It is a number that invites reflection on harmony, unity, and the potential for personal and creative growth. Much like the 3 core jewels in Buddhism, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, number 3 serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things and the essential balance that we must strive to embody in our own lives. In Buddhist tradition, the number 3 symbolizes the triad of mind, body, and spirit. These 3 elements are considered the fundamental aspects of human existence, and their harmonious integration is key to attaining enlightenment and living a meaningful, balanced life. The teachings around this triad encourage us to nurture each of these aspects so that they function together in unity, supporting our well-being and our spiritual journey. Just as the Buddha embodies the enlightenment of the mind, the Dharma represents the wisdom and teachings that guide us, and the Sangha embodies the community that supports our practice. The number 3 serves as a reminder of the importance of balance between all facets of our being. At the core of the number 3 is the concept of unity in diversity. In Buddhist teachings, this is reflected in the idea that the mind, body, and spirit are not separate or isolated entities but are deeply interconnected. The Buddha taught that when one aspect of our being is out of balance, it affects the other aspects as well. When we neglect the body, the mind can become restless and unsettled. When we neglect the spirit, the body and mind lose their true purpose and direction. Achieving a balance between all 3 is essential for spiritual growth, clarity, and enlightenment. The number 3, in this sense, is not just a numerical figure, but a guidepost, a reminder that we must strive for holistic development. We cannot be fully at peace with ourselves or the world if we neglect one of these aspects. True creativity, for example, arises when all 3 elements are in harmony. It is not enough to merely think creatively. One must also embody that creativity with physical action and expression, and feel it deeply on a spiritual level. The number 3 teaches us that creativity, connection, and growth are deeply intertwined with the balance and integration of mind, body, and spirit. This is why when the number 3 appears in our lives, whether in the form of synchronicities, dreams, or recurring experiences, it is often an invitation to reflect on the balance within ourselves. It asks us to check in with our spiritual, emotional, and physical states, ensuring that we are not overly focused on one aspect to the detriment of others. It reminds us that true progress in life comes from a holistic approach to growth, where we cultivate all aspects of ourselves. In the context of creativity, number 3 encourages us to expand beyond conventional boundaries and explore new realms of expression. It reminds us that creativity is not just about producing art or solving problems. It is a holistic process that requires a deep connection with our inner selves and with the world around us. Creativity thrives when we are in balance, when our mind is clear, our body energized, and our spirit open to inspiration. Consider Ethan, a graphic designer who had long struggled to find a unique voice in his work. Despite possessing strong technical skills, Ethan felt that his designs lacked depth, authenticity, and a personal touch. His work was competent, but it didn't stand out. Ethan often found himself in a creative block, feeling disconnected from his own artistic instincts. Then, as he began to notice the number 3 appearing more frequently in his life on clocks, street signs, license plates, and even in his dreams, he realized that the number was calling him to address a deeper issue: his lack of balance between his creative instincts and his technical ability. First, Ethan didn't understand the significance of the number 3. But over time, he reflected on its spiritual meaning and its connection to the triad of mind, body, and spirit. He realized that while he had focused primarily on perfecting his technical skills, he had neglected to bring his heart into his work. His mind was sharp, but his spirit was disconnected from his creativity. The number 3, in this case, acted as a reminder to restore balance within himself, to infuse his work with more personal expression, and to integrate his inner world with his outer creations. Ethan began to embrace his intuition and allow his personal experiences, feelings, and stories to inform his design work. He shifted from simply following industry trends to creating designs that felt authentic and deeply meaningful to him. This shift in perspective helped him break free from his creative block and led to a breakthrough in his work. His designs took on a more unique, personal character, and soon he began attracting clients who appreciated his style. The number 3 had guided him to find a deeper connection between his technical skills and his true creative self. It had encouraged him to reconnect with his inner flow, and this holistic approach to creativity opened new doors for growth and success. On a personal level, creativity has always been an essential part of my spiritual journey. Throughout my life, whenever I have felt disconnected or stagnant, I have often turned to creative practices to help me reconnect with my deeper self. Whether through writing, meditation, or visual expression, creativity has served as a bridge between my mind, body, and spirit. It helps me align my actions with my deeper intentions, and it opens me to new insights and perspectives. In moments of uncertainty or spiritual stagnation, I find that meditating on the number 3 brings me back to a place of balance and connection. I envision the number 3 as a circle, a unified whole that encompasses all aspects of my being. As I reflect on this symbol, I focus on harmonizing the different parts of myself mentally, physically, and spiritually. This practice allows me to regain clarity, focus, and a renewed sense of purpose. For example, during a period when I was facing a major decision, I found myself feeling torn between 2 different paths. I wasn't sure which direction would be the best for my personal and professional growth. As I meditated, I began noticing the number 3 appearing frequently in my environment, on street signs, in conversations, even in my dreams. This repetition made me realize that the number 3 was calling me to take a holistic approach to my decision-making. It urged me to consider not just the practical aspects of my decision, but also how it resonated with my values, emotions, and spiritual path. Through this process, I was able to find greater clarity and make a decision that felt in alignment with all aspects of my being. The number 3 had reminded me that true creativity and growth require balance and connection between mind, body, and spirit. By tuning into this balance, I was able to make a decision that supported my long-term personal development, leading to greater fulfillment and success. As we move into November 2024, the number 3 offers a unique opportunity for growth and transformation. This month, you may find that the energy of 3 encourages you to embrace a more holistic approach to your creative endeavors, spiritual journey, and personal growth. Whether you are beginning a new project, embarking on a personal transformation, or seeking clarity in your life, the number 3 invites you to connect with all aspects of your being, mind, body, and spirit. The number 3 is also a reminder that creativity is not just about doing, but about being. It is about embracing your authentic self, trusting your intuition, and aligning your actions with your highest purpose. When we are able to integrate all aspects of ourselves, our intellect, emotions, and spirit, our creative potential becomes limitless. This is the true power of number 3. It empowers us to create from a place of balance, authenticity, and deep connection with the world around us. In Buddhist philosophy, creativity is seen as an expression of the interconnectedness of all things. The creative process is not just a personal endeavor. It is a way of contributing to the larger flow of life. of expressing our unique perspective and experiences in a way that enriches the world. By embracing the energy of number 3, we can tap into this boundless creative potential and move forward with clarity, purpose, and growth. The number 3 teaches us that true creativity, growth, and personal transformation are born from balance, and integration calls us to align our actions with our deepest values and to trust in the interconnectedness of mind, body, and spirit. As we move forward, we are reminded that we are not isolated beings, but part of a greater whole. By embracing this interconnectedness, we unlock our full creative potential and open ourselves to new opportunities for growth, connection, and transformation. The energy of the number 3 invites us to step into a place of harmony, where our inner and outer worlds are in alignment. It is through this balance that we can create meaning, purpose, and fulfillment in our lives. So, as we journey through November 2024 and beyond, let us embrace the power of number 3, allowing it to guide us toward greater creativity, connection, and growth. Number 5, balance and integration of the elements. The number 5 holds a powerful and transformative significance in Buddhist philosophy. It is not merely a number, but a symbol that invites us to recognize the dynamic forces of nature that govern our world, both external and internal. In particular, number 5 is closely linked to the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space, which are integral to Buddhist teachings. These elements represent much more than just physical substances. They are symbolic of the forces that shape our experiences, our emotions, and our spiritual journey. In Buddhism, the 5 elements are often used as a metaphor to help us understand the complex nature of existence. They embody the fundamental qualities of life and are seen as the building blocks of the universe. Together, these elements represent the ever-changing, impermanent nature of all things. Each element corresponds not only to a physical manifestation but also to deeper psychological and spiritual truths. Number 5, then, serves as a reminder to find balance and integration in our lives, acknowledging that all of these forces, whether in nature or within ourselves, are interconnected and constantly shifting. In the Buddhist context, the 5 elements are a representation of the world's impermanence and the inherent interconnectedness of all things. They are the forces that shape both the material and spiritual realms, and understanding how to balance and integrate them in our lives is essential for achieving peace, growth, and enlightenment. 1. Earth, Prithvi, grounding and stability. The element of earth represents stability, grounding, and physical structure. In our lives, the earth element is about finding solid ground, staying rooted, and maintaining balance in the face of life's challenges. It is the element of support, the foundation upon which everything else is built. In the body, corresponds to our bones, muscles, and tissues, providing the structure that enables us to stand, walk, and move. From a spiritual perspective, the earth element teaches us the importance of grounding ourselves in the present moment, calls us to connect with nature, with our bodies, and with the material world around us. When we are grounded in the earth, we are better able to face the storms of life without losing our center. Practicing mindfulness, walking barefoot in nature, or meditating on the solidity of the earth beneath us are ways to tap into this grounding energy. 2. Water, opus, flow, and adaptability. Water is the element of fluidity, change, and adaptability. It is the force that shapes the landscape, carving out rivers, valleys, and oceans. Water represents the flow of emotions and the ability to adapt to life circumstances. Just as water can move around obstacles and find its way to the ocean, the water element teaches us to be flexible in the face of challenges, to accept change, and to flow with life. Emotionally, water symbolizes the ebb and flow of feelings: joy, sorrow, love, and fear. when we allow ourselves to feel deeply and process our emotions without resistance. We embody the water element. In meditation, focusing on the sensation of flowing water can help us release emotional blockages and invite greater clarity and ease. 3. Fire, Agni, transformation and passion. Fire is the element of transformation, energy, and passion. It symbolizes the power to change, to burn away old patterns, and to ignite new possibilities. Fire has the ability to consume and purify, clearing away what no longer serves us, leaving space for new growth. In the body, it corresponds to our metabolic energy and the inner drive that fuels our actions and aspirations. Spiritually, fire represents the spark of inspiration, the passion that drives us toward our higher purpose. It is the element that awakens our creativity and motivates us to take bold action. In Buddhist practice, fire also symbolizes the transformative power of wisdom and the burning desire for enlightenment. To engage with the fire element, we can meditate on the fire within us, our inner spark, and allow it to guide us toward greater transformation. 4. Air, Vayu, movement and freedom. Air represents movement, breath, and freedom. It is the element of communication, thought, and intellectual clarity. Air gives us the freedom to expand our consciousness, to explore new ideas, and to rise above the limitations of the material world. The breath, which is intimately connected to air, is central to many Buddhist practices, particularly mindfulness and meditation. In the body, air corresponds to our breath and circulatory system, the movement of energy that sustains life. Spiritually, the air element invites us to expand our minds and explore new perspectives. It encourages us to let go of rigid beliefs and open ourselves to the flow of wisdom. Practicing breath awareness, engaging in conscious breathing exercises, or simply sitting quietly and observing the air around us can help us attune to the movement and clarity of the air element. 5. Space, Akasha, emptiness and potential. The final element, space, is perhaps the most subtle and profound. Space represents emptiness, openness, and infinite potential. It is the container that holds all other elements, the space in which everything exists and moves. Space is the ultimate symbol of non-attachment, the ability to let go and allow things to come and go without clinging to them. In the body, space is related to the empty spaces within us, the spaces between our cells, the gaps between our thoughts, and the silent spaces in our hearts. Spiritually, space represents the potential for growth and transformation. It is the infinite openness that allows wisdom, creativity, and love to flow freely. In meditation, we often focus on the concept of emptiness or spaciousness to quiet the mind and open ourselves to deeper insight. By embracing space, we can cultivate a sense of freedom and peace, realizing that the potential for transformation is always present when we create room for it. The key to understanding number 5 is recognizing that the 5 elements are not isolated forces. They are interconnected and interdependent. They work together to create the dynamic flow of life. Just as the elements in nature interact with one another, so too do the elements within us. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness and meditation helps us become aware of these forces and learn how to integrate them into our daily lives. Balance, as taught through the number 5, is not about controlling or dominating the elements, but about learning to live in harmony with them. It is about recognizing that each element has its place and purpose, and when we are able to honor and integrate all 5, we achieve a state of equilibrium. True balance comes when we accept the natural flow of life, when we allow the earth to ground us, the water to guide our emotions, the fire to inspire us, the air to open our minds, and the space to provide freedom and potential for transformation. Consider the story of Sophie, a corporate professional who, despite financial success, felt disconnected from her true self. Her life had become focused on material achievement, but she realized that she lacked a deeper sense of fulfillment. One day, while walking through a park, Sophie saw the number 5 on a license plate. This seemingly random occurrence stirred something within her, reminding her of the teachings on the 5 elements and the importance of balance. Sophie began to explore the wisdom of the 5 elements and how they might help her reconnect with herself. She started by grounding herself in nature, spending time outside, and appreciating the solidity of the earth beneath her feet. She connected with her emotions, allowing herself to feel and release old feelings that had been buried for years. Symbolizing the water element, she reignited her passion for life by engaging in creative pursuits and setting new goals. Bringing the fire element into her routine, she practiced deep, mindful breathing to center her mind, connecting with the air element. Finally, she created space for meditation, allowing her mind to be still and open to new possibilities, embracing the emptiness that the space element represents. Through this practice of integrating the 5 elements, Sophie found greater balance in her life. She realized that true success wasn't just about financial achievements, but about living in harmony with all the forces that shape her world. With renewed clarity, Sophie left her corporate job and pursued a more fulfilling career in the arts, where she could express herself fully and authentically. The number 5 had guided her toward a more harmonious, integrated life. 2. Have found myself turning to the number 5 in moments of chaos and uncertainty. Life often presents challenges that feel overwhelming, and in those moments, I remind myself to reconnect with the 5 elements, whether through grounding practices or connecting with the natural world. I use the elements as a framework to bring balance into my life. When I find myself overwhelmed by emotions, I recall the water element and allow myself to flow with my feelings, rather than resisting them. When I feel stagnant or stuck, I reconnect with the fire element, reigniting my passion and desire for change. When I need clarity, I turn to the air element, focusing on my breath and clearing my mind. And when I need to quiet the noise around me, I make space for meditation, embracing the peace that comes from emptiness. By integrating the 5 elements, I have learned that balance is not about control or perfection. It is about acceptance, harmony. The number 5 teaches us that life is dynamic and ever-changing, and the key to navigating it with grace is to remain flexible, adaptable, and open to the flow of the elements. Number 11, intuition and spiritual alignment. The number 11 holds a unique and profound place in both numerology and spiritual teachings, often referred to as a master number. In numerology, master numbers are considered highly significant, carrying intense spiritual energy and a higher frequency of vibration. Number 11 is no exception, symbolizing intuition, spiritual insight, awakening, and alignment with the higher self. It is a number that calls us to attune to the inner wisdom that resides deep within, to trust the quiet voice of intuition, and to step onto a path of spiritual evolution. In Buddhist teachings, intuition is not seen as a fleeting or random thought, but as a direct channel to wisdom. This inner voice, when heard clearly, serves as a guide to our highest truths. It is a whisper that arises when we are truly present, when we silence the distractions of the mind and open ourselves to the deeper currents of consciousness. Number 11, then, represents a beckoning to trust this inner wisdom, to follow its guidance with confidence, and to embrace the mysteries of life's unfolding journey. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of awakening, the realization of our true nature, and the wisdom that lies within. Enlightenment, in many ways, is the awakening to the intuitive knowing that transcends logic, doubt, and external influence. The number 11 serves as a reminder that the path to spiritual growth is not always clear in the traditional sense. Rather, it often requires surrender, trust, and an openness to the unknown. It encourages us to step beyond ordinary perception into the extraordinary, to embrace the unfolding mysteries of existence without fear or hesitation. In Buddhist philosophy, intuition is often associated with the wisdom that arises when the mind is still and free from attachment and desire. This wisdom is not intellectual or conceptual but comes from direct experience. The Buddha's teachings emphasize the importance of developing clarity through mindfulness, meditation, and deep introspection, all of which help to sharpen and trust the intuitive mind. In meditation, for example, one practices mindfulness of breath, becoming attuned to the rhythm of inhalation and exhalation. With each breath, the distractions of the mind begin to fade, creating a space where deeper wisdom can emerge. This is the intuitive wisdom that the Buddha spoke of, a direct, unclouded awareness that arises when the mind is clear and in tune with the present moment. Number 11, therefore, is symbolic of this heightened state of awareness. It invites us to quiet the noise of the world and listen to the deeper currents of insight that flow within us. Whether in moments of meditation, prayer, or quiet contemplation, the appearance of the number 11 can be a sign that we are being called to trust and act on the intuitive guidance we receive. The awakening that number 11 symbolizes is not a one-time event, but a continuous process of realization. It is the gradual unfolding of our higher consciousness, where we come to see and understand things from a more enlightened perspective. Awakening is not about finding new truths, but about uncovering the truths that have always been there, hidden beneath the layers of conditioning and mental clutter. In Buddhist practice, awakening is often linked to the idea of bodhicitta, the awakened mind or the mind of compassion and wisdom. When we align ourselves with bodhicitta, we are attuning to a higher form of intuition that connects us to both our own deepest truths and the well-being of all beings. It is a mind that is open, receptive, and willing to embrace the mystery of existence. Number 11 serves as a spiritual marker, a reminder that we are on this path of awakening, calls us to trust the process, even when the road ahead seems uncertain or unclear. Just as the Buddha trusted his own inner wisdom to lead him to enlightenment, we too are asked to trust the inner wisdom that arises naturally when we live with mindfulness, compassion, and presence. One of the most fascinating aspects of number 11 is its mystical nature. It is often regarded as a portal number, a doorway that connects the mundane with the divine, the finite with the infinite. In numerology, the number 11 is said to act as a bridge between the material and spiritual realms. It is the number that calls us to transcend ordinary experiences and enter into a realm of deeper spiritual understanding. This mystical quality is reflected in the Buddhist concept of Dharma, the universal law or truth that governs the cosmos. When we are aligned with Dharma, we are in harmony with the natural order of the universe, and our actions are guided by wisdom. The number 11 encourages us to attune to this universal wisdom, to live in alignment with Dharma, and to trust that our intuitive guidance will lead us toward our highest spiritual purpose. The path to spiritual alignment is not always straightforward, and it often involves periods of uncertainty, doubt, and confusion. This is where the power of the number 11 becomes particularly significant. It serves as a beacon, guiding us back to our center when we feel lost or disconnected. It reminds us that spiritual alignment does not mean having all the answers, but rather trusting the process of unfolding. Mariko's story is a powerful example of how the number 11 can guide us towards spiritual alignment and personal transformation. Mariko, a young woman working in a stable corporate job, had always felt a deep passion for art. Yet she struggled with the fear of leaving behind the security of her job. She faced constant inner conflict, her desire to pursue her true calling, and the comfort of financial stability. As she pondered this decision, she began to notice the number 11 appearing in various places, on street signs, on her watch when she checked the time, and even in her dreams. At first, Mariko dismissed the number as a coincidence, but the frequency of its appearance became impossible to ignore. Intrigued, she decided to explore its meaning and researched the significance of the number 11 in spiritual traditions. She discovered that, in numerology, 11 is considered a master number associated with spiritual insight and intuition. In Buddhist teachings, she found that it symbolized the awakening of inner wisdom and the alignment with one's true purpose. Inspired by this revelation, Mariko began to meditate more deeply on the number 11, seeking clarity and guidance. Through her meditation, she felt an overwhelming sense of peace and certainty. Her intuition told her that it was time to take the leap of faith and pursue her art full-time. Despite her fear and uncertainty, Mariko trusted the guidance she received and handed in her resignation at the corporate job. The decision to follow her heart led to a life-changing transformation. Mariko's art flourished in ways she never imagined. She began attracting clients and opportunities that aligned with her passions, and she felt a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. The number 11 had guided her to trust her intuition and align her actions with her spiritual purpose. And in doing so, she experienced profound personal and creative breakthroughs. For me, the number 11 has been a consistent presence during times of indecision and confusion. I remember a particular period when I was torn between two spiritual paths, one more traditional and structured, the other unconventional and free-spirited. Both paths offered something valuable, but I felt torn between them, unsure of which one to pursue. During this time, the number 11 began to appear in my life on license plates, on clocks, and even in my dreams. Each time I saw the number, I felt a sense of inner knowing, as though it was gently nudging me to trust my intuition. Eventually, I realized that the number 11 was not only guiding me to make a decision, but it was also reminding me that the journey itself was more important than the destination. It encouraged me to trust the process of awakening and spiritual alignment, even when the path seemed unclear. Through this realization, I chose a path that felt most authentic to me, one that combined both traditional and unconventional elements. Trusting my intuition led me to deeper insights, greater peace, and a stronger connection to my spiritual purpose. The number 11 had helped me align with my true self and embrace the unknown with faith and confidence. Number 11 invites us all to awaken to our inner wisdom, to trust our intuition, and to live in alignment with our highest spiritual truths, whether through moments of indecision or periods of growth. The number 11 serves as a gentle reminder that we are always being guided by a deeper force. This intuitive wisdom, when embraced, can lead to profound transformations, both in our personal lives and on our spiritual journeys. As we move forward in life, let us remember the guidance of number 11, trusting our inner voice, aligning with our spiritual purpose, and embracing the mysteries of life's unfolding path. By doing so, we open ourselves to the profound insights and spiritual growth that await us, allowing us to walk the path of enlightenment with confidence, clarity, and grace. Thank you for joining us on this exploration into the profound wisdom of numbers in Buddhist philosophy. As we've discussed, numbers like 3, 5, 8, and 11 are not just random figures. They are spiritual tools that guide us toward greater harmony, creativity, and self-awareness. By recognizing these signs in our daily lives, we can unlock deeper insights, align our actions with our higher purpose, and embrace the transformative power of intuition. If this journey has resonated with you, I invite you to take the next step. Reflect on the numbers that have appeared in your life recently. What might they be trying to tell you? How can you align yourself with their energies to bring about positive change? If you found value in this video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us continue to create content that inspires and uplifts. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming videos on Buddhist teachings, spiritual growth, and personal transformation. We have plenty more wisdom to share, and we'd love for you to be part of this journey with us. Until next time, may the numbers guide you, may your path be clear, and may you walk it with purpose and peace. Thank you, and see you in our next video.